6 o'clock, the bank named in a federal lawsuit and connected to Alec Murdaugh is asking a court to protect them from certain questions. They say the questions aren't relevant to the case. An insurance company is suing Palmetto State Bank and Murdaugh. They say Murdaugh and others stole over $4 million in a death settlement for the Murdaugh's housekeeper. The money should have gone to her sons. Gloria Satterfield died in 2018 at the family's home, and Palmetto State Bank says it didn't have any involvement in her estate after she died. They accused the insurance company of dragging them into the case in a desperate attempt to recover the stolen money. The bank says that stolen money never passed through their account, and they shouldn't have to answer any questions from before 2018, the year Satterfield died. The insurance company says the former bank CEO, Russell Lafitte, who you see in court in this video here, has been convicted of conspiring with Murdaugh since 2011, and evidence from previous years could be relevant to their lawsuit.